So Andy, thanks for joining us. A 1-0 win and doubling the rivals. How was that out there for you today?
Yeah, I think it played out the way that I thought it would, given that it's Boxing Day, given that we're obviously not a professional club. Our players are going to go and enjoy their Christmas Day, which they have every right to do so. So I had some concerns going into the game, thinking, are we going to be up for it? Are we going to start the game in the right manner? And I don't think we did, to be honest with you. So to come out of the game with a 1-0 victory is brilliant.
Would you say we were a bit rusty?
Certainly rusty. Sloppy all over the pitch, really. So with Erith, we know they're going to work hard. We had that experience that in the game that we played them when we beat them 2-0 at their place. But yeah, I thought our passing was sloppy. We were slow to react to things. We were not winning any second balls. We were giving them a bit too much space, and it really did take probably 20-25 minutes before we actually looked like we was in the game. And then thankfully we upped it enough from there to go on and improve throughout the game.
Yeah, we definitely turned it on in the second part of the first half.
Yeah, we did. I think what we were trying to do was exploit them in wide areas. So as you know, we try and move the ball across the back four and then switch it out as quick as we can. We did that a couple of times and we got in down the right hand side. I think Terrell and Ryan Palmer have put some great balls across the box that we haven't got on the end of. And then I think Ryan on the left hand side, you get the ball to him every time. You just want him to take on his defender, and to be fair, he does that so well and he creates so much.
Beautiful little chip ball in as well for the goal.
Yeah, it was very similar to the goal at Stansfield, to be honest, where he gets in areas. Anytime he's in the box, defenders are just so scared of him. So he's got the quality. Sat the defender down. He stood a great ball up again for Tunde, who felt like he was hanging in the air for a very long time, and then to generate the power he did from the header was a great header. So I must say I was extremely relieved when that one went in, and obviously that saw us into half time at 1-0 up.
Would you say we were a bit shot shy today as well, particularly against such an organised side as Erith Town are?
Yeah, I think obviously we've got Danny Lear injured at the moment, and that's a big loss for us, given the goals that he scored for us already, and we know what he's capable of doing. And to be honest, we've had Tunde, Terrell, and 6 other players have been suffering with this virus that's been going around. And to be fair, I think it impacted us a little bit in our energy levels. Whether that translates to a poor shot return, I don't know. But I certainly think that I can't really remember their keeper making any really good saves, other than in the first half when there's been a couple of balls flash across the box, not really clear-cut chances. So certainly towards the second half of the second half, we did create a few more chances and still didn't really get any shots away. Like Brad's gone through a couple of times and has probably tried to have one touch too many and not got a shot off when he could. Another one springs to mind, Michael Hagan, when he came on, got in a great area and tried to cut a ball back, and it was just a poor pass, or it got red. So
could that be because of Erith Town's defensive line though was organised? They were cutting down the amount of time that the players had.
I think that is an element. They are defensively. I think they've probably got one of the best records in the league as well. I still think that we have more than enough to exploit any defence in this league when we're on it. But they were organised, and yeah, you could give them a lot of credit for that. I still think we probably did enough to win the game. Again, I don't really recall Adam Malloy making any saves. He had a couple of just shots straight down his throat that he dealt with okay. But other than that, I never really felt like we were in real danger. It was just, could we defend in a scrappy game and see out for the 3 points?
You never know as well with another team. They could get a deflected shot or something.
Obviously anything can happen, but yeah, I mean there was one that I think fell to them, a really quite a good chance. It fell to the big striker up top, and he's turned and hit it with his left foot, and it's just gone past the post. But other than that, I don't think there was much else, to be honest. I'll be honest, I kind of think maybe they could have, from their perspective, they could have come at us a little bit more. Maybe asked us a few more questions, but maybe that was because we did defend quite well. I thought Rob Strachan was outstanding.
I mean, that was our 10th clean sheet of the league season.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, it's 10 from 20, so in 50% of the games we've kept clean sheets is encouraging. I think up until the Tunbridge Wells game, when we just capitulated for some reason, still unknown to me. We've not conceded more than 2 or 3 goals in a game anyway, so I think that is very pleasing. The other thing, obviously, we're scoring a lot of goals, which is good, and they're spread amongst a lot of the players, which is also good from our perspective. So very encouraging, and long may it continue.
I mean, you say there's a spread of goals around the team, but one player in particular at the moment is on a hot streak, and that's Tunde.
Yeah, I mentioned Tunde in the week when I was speaking to the non-league paper, and I'll be honest, I've mentioned him in the dressing room so many times to the rest of the boys as well, because the way he's handled the whole season has been like absolutely perfect and like a manager's dream, because he was on the bench for a long period of time. He was struggling with his form a little bit. He was still scoring goals here and there, by the way, off the bench, but not really playing at the level that we know that he could. So I'm just so pleased for him, to be honest, that he's on. I think he's got 8 in 5, has he now, in the last sort of few games, and probably 18 in total for the season, including all competitions. So that's why we brought him to the club. I think it shows when he's not on the pitch that we haven't got anyone like that, and we have to put Terrell there because of the aerial presence if we want to be a little bit more direct. But I think at the minute he's clinical, he's confident, and I can just tell that he's enjoying his football.
That's noticeable. Yeah, how confident he's become in the last few games as well. Any
striker will tell you that the minute you start scoring goals, the pressure's off, and you feel like that everything you do is going to go in the back of the net, and it is going for him at the moment. But I think to score the goal he scored today, like I said earlier, he's got an unreal hang time for that, to be honest. And because it's a floated cross and it's just in the air, he's got to generate all of that power. And yeah, he does that. And as much as I really rate their keeper as well, by the way, he just couldn't get near that one because there was too much power in the header, and it was a fantastic goal.
And just parking the playing side of things at the moment, how's it for you being the manager?
It's difficult. Obviously, I'm really close with Tony, and as I've said previously, no one really wanted him to go. It came as a bit of a shock to everyone at the club, inside and outside, as I've said. It is what it is. The club have asked me to carry on, and I'd be mad not to, really, because the position that we're in, I think we're 21 points clear now after the results today. Nothing needs to change, I keep saying it, because the squad's settled. The rest of the management team want to be part of it. None of them wanted Tony to go, so all we've got to do is just tick over, really, and keep going. So when they asked me, had some doubts. Obviously I've accepted it on an interim basis, but I think providing obviously we get a couple more results, then maybe we can take out the interim, but we'll have to have that conversation. If I start messing it up, then obviously I've got a way out, because I'm interim and it's not all my fault, but we'll see.
I have to say, as a group of supporters as well, we were thrilled to hear that you guys were all staying on.
Yeah, I think it's important from what we've built to retain consistency. We've got a very good dressing room. Everyone's come together now. We've not really seen the switching out of players as much over the last few months, so the squad settled down, which we always knew it would, because we were building a squad from nothing. So it was going to take us a little bit of time to get it right, and I think we were probably just as surprised as everyone else with the start of the season, because it was just a joke. It was 11 wins in a row was unthinkable, to be honest. So to do that, all the credit needs to go to Tony, and I want to make it clear that he receives that credit, and that we can hopefully continue where he left off and go on and do well throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And now looking ahead, our next game away to Hollands and Blair. What's the plan for that one?
Yeah, so that's a tricky fixture. At the moment, they're obviously ground sharing at Lordswood, so we've played there a couple of times already, so it's not going to be unfamiliar surroundings for us, which is good. They'll be a very tough side to play against. Any Scott Porter side that you play against will always work hard. They'll have quality as well, so we'll have to be be on it like every other game that we've been on throughout the season so far, and hopefully we can continue the run. So I'll probably go and watch them tomorrow. They're at Lordswood tomorrow, so it gives me the opportunity to have a look at them. But as I said, we know what to expect from a side that Scott Porter manages, and it will be a very tough game.
But you also know what you can expect from your own side as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously we know the position that we're in, we know the players that we've got in our dressing room, and we know the quality that they possess. I think the key thing is to make sure that we maintain the right application, the right levels of desire and work rate, that we don't get complacent, and that we keep ticking these games off until we don't have to tick them off anymore.
Brilliant. We'll end it there, Andy. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot.